Hey guys, we're sitting here in my 2012 Dodge Ram 1500 Outdoorsman. Yesterday we got a little bit of slushy snow and I was out in it, and I had some problems with my shifter. It would not go into park, and I had to play around with it for probably a good half an hour or so, just moving the shifter back and forth, and it would only go up as high as reverse. And I called the dealership about it to see if there was something I could do while I was on the side of the road, and they said they've never had this problem before. So once I finally got it freed up and I was back on the road, I went down and seen them, and they put it up on the hoist. And apparently, don't quote me on this, this is what they told me, the new 2012 Outdoorsmans, they have a skid plate down around the transmission, and all the slush and stuff got built up in there, and it interfered with the linkage. So they're looking into it, because they said that I'm the first person that's ever phoned them about it. They've never had this problem before. And they said they're looking into maybe getting me a different type of skid plate. For where I live, we get a lot of wet, heavy, slushy rain, and I don't want this to happen every time it snows. You buy a four-wheel drive so that you can drive it in the snow. I've only got 4,531K on it, so yeah, that's that. I was just wondering if anybody else out there has had this problem. One of the things that I had to do, because if it's not in park you can't get your keys out, I did manage to get the shifter into park, but it wasn't actually reading on the dash like it is right now. It was in between gears, nothing was lit up. And then when I wanted to put it back down into neutral to start it, it would lock in park, even with your foot on the brake or turning the key, nothing, it was locked in there. So if this happens to anybody, all I did was, well, I can get my key out today because the problem's fixed, but all I did was pop my little key out of the back, and I opened up this tab, and if you push down on that, this is kind of hard to do with the camera, but you can push down on that little tab and actually override the lock so that you can at least get it down into neutral, and then you can start your truck and get it to a hoist or someplace that has hot water. I live in Nova Scotia on the east coast of Canada. It does get cold and wet and snowy, and spraying it with a damn garden hose is out of the question. So yeah, I'm just putting it out there, see if anybody else has had this problem, or maybe if you haven't, just something to keep in mind.